BoCo is a member of the British Railways Class 28. This class was not very successful on the mainland, but the Fat Controller saw them working around Barrow and saw their potential. When D5702 arrived from the mainland with a goods train, the Fat Controller asked British Railways to take him on trial. After his trial period, BoCo was bought for the North Western Railway, receiving the number D2. Craven's Gate Works soon sorted out problems with BoCo's engine which affected other members of his class. BoCo was built in late 1956 at Bowesfield Works in Stockton-on-Tees as part of Lot 255. BoCo was built as D5702 and cost £78,436 to build. BoCo pulled a test train on the 16th of August 1958 and went into full service on the 29th of September of that year. During his years of service on the mainland, he pulled goods trains and passenger trains, often double-headed. He would have pulled the Condor, an overnight goods train between London and Glasgow, until the Class 28s were replaced by the Class 24s on that service. He is known to have failed in 1960, and the whole class was taken for repair between May and October 1961. BoCo was under repair between the 16th of October 1961 and the 19th of December 1962. After release from the works, most Class 28s were moved to Barrow and nearby areas. It is likely it is around this time that the Fat Controller became aware of the Class 28s. BoCo ran in full BR green livery until roughly the end of 1962, when he was painted with a smaller yellow panel on his cab ends. The curved corners of these panels were noticeably small in radius than other members of the class. His number was initially painted with a sans serif D, but would have been a serif one as of the time BoCo came to Sodor. Some Class 28 started to receive full yellow ends in 1966. BoCo had already left British Railways for Sodor by this time, and the real D5702 never received the full yellow ends. Only one Class 28, D5701, ever received BR blue. D5701 can be seen in the background of this illustration from Enterprising Engines. The number D5702 was almost certainly taken from the Hornby Doublo Class 28 model, of which the Reverend Audrey had a model. Unlike Duck and Oliver's numbers, which are suggested as being fake, there is no suggestion that this is a fake number. In real life, D5702 was damaged by a fire in October 1965, the cause of which is unknown, but returned to service after this, only to be withdrawn and cut up in 1969. Some Class 28s had their shed allocation painted or chalked above their buffer beams, or two red dots symbolising coupling arrangements above either buffer. BoCo did not wear either of these after 1965. BoCo's cab windows were replaced in about 1962, replacing the curved glass plates with rubber-mounted flat panes. The position of the two white symbols on the cab ends and the symbols on either side of the body vary from loco to loco. BoCo has two on his cab ends that cross the green-yellow boundary, though most of the symbol is in the green section. On BoCo's sides, the sign touches the contrails by the roof. BoCo is shown not to wear these symbols in the illustrations. When on Sodor, BoCo wore a non-standard livery on his buffer beams. On the mainland, these would have been painted the same colour as his bodywork. On Sodor, these are red. Also, in the Railway series, BoCo's roof is entirely painted grey, whilst on the mainland only the removable section in the middle would be painted grey, the rest would be the same shade as his bodywork. One of BoCo's siblings survives, D5705, with whom BoCo would have worked, explicitly listed as working on the 1425 St Pancras to Manchester Central train on the 6th of June 1960. BoCo mentions them in an annual. BoCo is introduced in Mainline Engines, a book which takes place over a short space of time. It is important as it lets us know when BoCo arrived on Sodor. Using a few clues in the text and illustrations, I think I have an answer. In Wrong Road, Gordon is supposed to leave at 6:25 in the evening. He leaves a little early, but the sun can already be seen setting over the sea. The perspective is facing roughly south-southwest. When he returns to the station after 6:30, the sky to the north-northeast is very dark, with a higher horizon due to the towns and hills beyond. A sunset around this time on Sodor would place the story in either March or October. Buzz Buzz sees bees searching for a warm place to stay after the destruction of their hive. A station is likely to feel very cold at most times of the year after leaving a cosy hive, but March would probably be colder than October. In Edward's exploit, the light clouds suggest the sun has not set when Edward is travelling back to Tidmouth. This would suggest that the incident with the crank pin happens around 6:30 at the latest. This would mean it takes almost 2 hours to complete the journey, which seems unlikely. However, if the story was set in March, the time of the accident could be later as the nights are getting longer. I think March is a more likely time for mainline engines to be set, but there is one small piece of evidence that I overlooked which I think has confirmed that it is set in the spring. In the diesel, some gulls can be seen flying around Brendam Harbour. One of these is a black-headed gull. These birds do not carry the dark plumage in their heads in October. I know most information about BoCo is already known, but hopefully, through my research, I've uncovered something new about everyone's favourite Metropole and Vickers diesel electric Type 2.